Welcome to all the aspirants of IAS, IPS and APPSC Group 1 services. So this is Ramgopal, founder, CEO and mentor, Kalam IAS Academy, Rajahmundry. So as part of our pre-launch sessions of IAS Super 60, that is an exclusive India's unique capacity building program with a limited number of students of 60 members, who is going to win all 60 members will going to win either civil service or group 1 in 2022 and 23. So as part of this, today I'm giving you the top 10 multiple choice questions on the budget 2022 and 23 and economic survey. So this is very important as this subject of economy is gaining almost 25 marks, 25 questions and 50 marks in the civil service preliminary examination. Therefore, the importance of economy is ever growing. For the last 5 years, if you see the trends of giving number of questions out of 100 questions, about 25 and even 25 plus questions are being given from the economy. From the economy, what is more important is that is budget and economic survey holds the key for about more than 10 questions out of these 25 questions. Let us see the top 10 multiple choice questions on budget and economic survey presented by Nirmala Sitharaman yesterday to the parliament. So she has presented a budget of 39,44,909 crores, and out of this 22 lakh crores only coming as revenue to the government, income to the government, while about 16.5 lakh crores are gone for borrowings. Appulu debts kosam presented this a huge budget with a huge fiscal deficit of 6.4% in the budget. So which is very high, but this is inevitable provided the conditions that thrown by COVID-19 crisis, economic crisis, which requires recharging, reviving the Indian economy. Therefore, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has presented this a huge budget with a deficit and a huge expenditure on the infrastructure front, and the cause of concern is high inflations. So let us see the top 10 questions today. Yeah, this economic survey and budget, Arthika survey 2021-22, budget 2022 and 23. These are the top 10 questions I'm giving here. Nirmala Sitharaman has presented on 31st this economic survey to the parliament and 2021-22 economic survey. So similarly, this is the budget at glance. Why I'm showing this budget at glance is the fact that if one understand this budget at glance table, that you understand all the concepts related to budget and public finance. Therefore, it's very important to understand this table, which gives a overview of the entire budget. So you can see here all the revenues and income, total receipts and total expenditure, which are equivalent 39,44,909 crores. So this is the very important budget at glance. If you are not able to understand, if you are a fresher, and you can easily understand these concepts, please refer my previous last year video on budget how to read a budget for civil service group 1 and group 2 by myself. And please, I will give you a link in the description. Please go through. If you're a fresher, understand first the concepts related to budget and public finance. And then these are the top 100 history multiple choice questions for prelims. So I'm going to present 2022 prelims about 100 questions on from history and modern India. This is a very important, another important subject for prelims. More than 15 questions But last year, for the last 3 years, they're giving even 20 questions from history where the students are unable to score. That's why being a student of postgraduate student in history at Central University, Hyderabad, and got uh, junior research fellowship, and also on myself, I have written several books on Indian history. Therefore, I would like to present top 100 questions on history. Please watch tomorrow. So another, this is our presentation on budget and economic survey. See, please, what a small announcement that IAS Super 60 talent search test is going to be held on February 6th. That's 4 days away. So please subscribe to this test. Just it is nominal price of ₹1 for subscribing test. This is a talent, national level talent search, and being conducted for thousands of students. Out of thousands of students, we are going to select only 60 members who are having a right aptitude and right aptitude for civil services 2022. So we have promised, I pledge, we want to transform IAS aspirants into IAS winners in 22 and 23. Do you want to be one among this 60 Elite Club? Please join and attempt this online test on IAS Super 60 Talent Search Test on February 6th. Okay, download Kalam IAS app from Play Store for free videos and tests and PDFs. So at this link, you can subscribe to the test and attempt the test there. There will be 50 questions, multiple choice questions in this test. So please write online. So prelims paper 1 subject-wise breakup, you can see here, the economy is gaining day by day, the importance, increasing importance, about 30 questions, even 34 questions in 2017, and even 2020, 21 also, there are about 20, more than 20 questions in 21 also. So this is the very important, the first rank one subject in the prelims civil services prelims 2022. It holds the key. It is going to be a game changer if you want to qualify prelims in the first attempt itself. Therefore, please go through this important budget document and also the economic survey. So before that, one need to understand what is a budget, what is the economic survey. Economic survey is nothing but survey of the economy for the last 10 months. And that means the current financial year 21-22. And on the basis of the performance of economic indicators or economic sectors or subsectors and their performance for the last 10 months, they diagnose the Indian economy and make several proposals and also several forecasts for the next year. And budget is nothing but a financial statement under the Article 112 of the Indian Constitution, and it's going to present for the next year financial year, that is 22 and 23. This is the basic difference between the economic survey and it is and budget. So let's see, the budget contains the estimates for 22 and 23 financial year. So this is our first question in this presentation is the economic survey 2021-22 forecast for Indian economy's GDP growth of 8 to 8.5% in 22-23 based on which of the following conditions are preconditions. There will be no further debilitating pandemic-related economic disruption, that option 1. And 2, the monsoon will be normal. And 3, withdrawal of global liquidity by major central banks will be broadly orderly. And 4, oil prices will be in the range of US $70 to 75 billion barrel per barrel. So, and the 5th one is global supply chain disruptions will steadily ease over the course of the year. Which of the following preconditions are made by the economic survey 2021-22 forecasting the Indian economy, which is fastly growing, the fastest growing economy in this pandemic times also, about 8 to 8.5% is based on which of the following preconditions set by the economic survey. So one option A, 1, 2, and 5 only, and option B, 2, 3, and 4 only, and option C, 3, 4, and 5 only, and option D, all the above. The answer is all the above. These are the preconditions of the forecast of the economic survey for the next year, economic growth. The question number 2. Yeah, you can see here the GDP growth trends for the 1919 to 22, 2022, 23. It's about 4% in 1920 and 2021. Because of the pandemic, it contracted to minus 7.3%, and in 21-22 registered fastest growing economy in the world, 9.2%. And the next year forecast is down to 8 to 8.5%. That too based on these preconditions. If these conditions are same, are expected to be normal, and then only these forecast will be true. Therefore, that is the economic survey has openly, clearly, frankly stated these preconditions for realizing this high growth pattern for the next year also. So the second question is, which of the following wrongly matched with regard to forecast of the Indian economy's growth story in 22-23? So World Bank forecasted about 8.7%, and IMF its global economic outlook that is about 9%, and ADB, Asian Development Bank, forecasted for 7.5%. So see here, the option D is none, which is a wrong among these. So there is no wrong answer in this. As a result, the answer is option D, that is none of the above is wrong. Yeah, it is here always the question format and the question options, which is very critical than in the content. So if the paper setter is having such kind of thing in mind to eliminate use easily, even while knowing the aspect you are reading. So in this way, the questions will come. See here, the state of the economy recovers fast pre-pandemic levels, and that is World Bank for 8.7% and ADB 7.5%, and World Economic Outlook of IMF presents 9%. So this is the and the third question, consider the following statements with regard to sectoral growth trends as per the economic survey 21 and 22. So this is assertion on reasoning type of a format, which is very difficult format in the objective examination, particularly civil prelims. And see this, there has been a boom in software and IT enabled services exports. Assertion A stating that there has been a boom in software and IT enabled services exports. And reason or service sector was least affected by the COVID pandemic. So we have to identify the answer now. Option A is right and R is correct explanation of A. Option B, R is right and R is not correct explanation of A. And option C, A is right and R is wrong. Option D, R is right and A is wrong. Which is the right option? The right answer is C. Option C, it is A is right and R is wrong. Here, the very important that we need to understand, there's something contradiction will be there. So this is an exception. Actually, the service sector was most worst affected by the pandemic than all the three sectors. It is best. Therefore, we need to understand this question that service sector was least affected by pandemic is the wrong statement. It is worst affected by pandemic. Therefore, there has been a boom in software, but this is an exception. There has been a boom in software and IT enabled service exports in this COVID times. Yeah, that's also a positive trend, but service sector, Indian economy growth story had been led by service sector, but unfortunately, this sector is worst affected by the COVID pandemic. So see now, all the three sectors here given in this pic, agriculture sector and fishery is showing good growth rate in this pandemic times than any other sector. It's best performance sector, fortunately, and the service sector is worst affected in this period. Industrial sector is also showing a growing trend. So this is the thing. And the fourth question, that is according to economic survey, which of the following approaches government uses to counter COVID-19 affects adverse economic effects? See, option A, Richard Thaler's famous nudge principle, and B, option B, Adam Smith's invisible hand for wealth creation, and option B, Barbell approach, and option D, Thalinomics theory, which is the presently used by this economic survey and also the present budget. What is the strategy that the government of India and particularly finance department uses during this severe economic crisis thrown by pandemic. So what is the right answer is the Barbell approach, and the C is the right option, Barbell approach. But they has to see the last budget has seen the above concept, remaining concepts, but in this budget and also economic survey, the Barbell approach had been highlighted. And what is a Barbell approach? What is Barbell approach? A Barbell strategy, it is nothing but is today Indian economy is in a good position because of the unique response strategy, that is Barbell strategy adopted by Government of India to counter the COVID-19 adverse economic effects. Rather than this strategy depends on the principle that rather than pre-commit to a rigid response, Government of India opted to use safety nets for the vulnerable sections during the crisis, on one hand, while responding iteratively based on the Bayesian updation of information. This is very, very important. It's a fresh data and fresh information. Based on the fresh data and information, the Government of India has taken several steps instantly, depending on the unfolding story of these sectors of the economy. And as a result, they're also able to support the businesses and industry during the crisis period. So this Barbell strategy was discussed in last year economic survey. Also, a key enabler of this flexible iterative agile approach is the use of 80 high frequency indicators. They use 80 high frequency indicators in an environment of extreme uncertainty, and therefore they're able to respond dynamically to the unfolding story, economic crisis during the last year, and this same approach is going to be adapted for the next year for recovery from the pandemic. So the survey also went into detail on the government's use of the Barbell approach to COVID-19, saying this is helped make it possible to target the vulnerable sections and businesses better, keeping the pandemic economic toll at much lesser than what could have been. So this is the approach that the Government of India adopted. This is very important question. Please note and understand this concept, because it's always the UPSC gives concept-based questions. Whether you are having to check whether you have having understanding on this approach strategy. And then the fifth question, according to economic survey, which of the following is or not measures taken up by the government to counter the COVID pandemic effects? Which of the following is or not measures taken up by the government to counter the COVID-19 pandemic efforts? A significant increase in the capital expenditure and infrastructure to build back medium-term demand. And the option B, aggressively implemented supply-side measures. Supply-side measures to prepare the economy for a sustained long-term expansion. And the option C, unique response strategy of creating safety nets for vulnerable sections on one hand, while responding iteratively based on the Bayesian updation of information. And option D, focus on the demand-side measures. These are the four options, which is the wrong option that is asked in the question. That is option D is the wrong answer, because the focus on demand side measures is not there in this economic survey as well as budget. It is focus on the above three aspects was given in order to recover from the pandemic economic crisis. So option sixth, question number 6, what economic survey called supply side reforms not included in which of the following? Which of the following is not linked, is not part of the supply side reforms? You have to identify that question. Option A, deregulation of numerous sectors, simplification of process and privatization. Option B, removal of legacy issues like retrospective tax. And option C, production linked incentives. Option D, sharp increase in capital spending by the government, which is the not part of supply side measures. You need to understand what is supply side measures. Therefore, this question is set. And this sharp increase in the capital spending by the government is not part of supply side reforms. It comes under the both supply side as well as demand side or reform. Therefore, the sharp increase in capital spending does not come under the supply side or reforms. It comes under both supply side as well as demand side reforms. Therefore, another distinguishing feature of India's response has been emphasis on supply side reforms rather than total reliance on demand management. Ippadi varaku demand management paine. Until now, the government of India adopted focused on the demand side management during the budget and pre-pandemic times. So even the sharp increase in capital spending by the government can be seen both as demand as well as supply, enhancing response as it creates infrastructure capacity for future growth. Yeah, this is the video I had done for IAS 2022 as part of our IAS Super 60, how to crack IAS civils in first attempt in 2022 itself by a fresher. So a smart strategy by myself. Please go through. I will give the links in the description. And IAS IPS prelims, how to score 120 marks in IAS IPS prelims in first attempt by a fresher. So you'll see here the good strategy and approach. You'll find a smart strategy and good approach for cracking this high competitive test in the country. And prelims insight, that 7 dimensions and 70 dilemmas. We'll come to know if you watch this second video on prelims. All these 7 dimensions and 70 dilemmas to the students, particularly freshers. So if find it, go through these videos. And IAS IPS mains in 2022, how to score 1000 out of 1750 marks in the mains examination of IAS IPS or civil services examination. See, this is the right approach that we have adapted. Please go through this video also, IAS IPS mains. And this IAS Super 60, this is the unique capacity building program for freshers. And we want to take up about only 60 students in this new AC campus, this 5-floor new AC campus at Rajahmundry, Andhra Pradesh. Please, in this campus, all the facilities are available, including hostel and study halls, or reading rooms, libraries, digital libraries, and every facilities are there in the excellent ambience of classrooms, nowhere found in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Please come and visit and watch, see this campus. And if you want to be one member among this, what is called Kalam ignition station, our library is named after Kalam ignition stations, so that you will find a great place for here, and the bank river Godavari with the river view of Godavari at opposite to the railway station Rajahmundry. See, and the 7th question, let's come back to 7th question. Which of the following sources of financing fiscal deficit of 16,61,196 crores, about 6.4% of GDP, as announced in the union budget, is largest? Deficit financing. The gap between the revenue of 22 lakh crores and the 39,44,909 crores in the budget proposed expenditure, how is going to meet? What is the largest source of this deficit financing? The question asks. See this: A, market borrowings; option B, securities against small savings; option C, the state provident fund; option D, external debt. The right answer is option A, that is market borrowings and government securities treasury bills. Here it is almost about 11,58,719 crores. Out of this debt receipts, it is the market borrowing which is the largest source of deficit financing in the budget, new budget. Therefore, please go through this deficit sources of deficit financing in this budget document. So you can also freely, you can also download this all top 10 question PDF format after the watching this video. So which of the 8th question, let's come back to 8th question, which of the budget 2022-23 proposals on the digital front does not come under the digital currency? Option A, RBI to introduce digital rupee using blockchain technology in 2022 and 23. Option B, virtual digital assets like cryptocurrency, including gifts of virtual assets, to be taxed at 30%. And it is option C, national digital health ecosystem to be rolled out as proposed in the budget. And option D, 75 digital banking units to be set up across 75 districts in the country. So which is the right answer? Which is the not part of, does not come under the digital currency front and as proposed in the budget. So see and watch. This is the option C, national digital health ecosystem. It does not come under the digital currency front as proposed in the budget. All the proposals are right proposals, but it does not come under the digital front. or digital currency network, new initiatives in the proposed in this budget. This is the novel proposal in this budget. It was not there in any budget previously. Therefore, this is very important aspect for the examination. So our question number 9, which of the following is the largest expenditure head of the government of India under the Union Budget 2022 and 23? So see this central sector schemes and projects, option A, option B, interest payments, option C, centrally sponsored schemes, option D, finance commission grants. The right answer is option B, interest payments is the largest source of expenditure in the budget. See, if you see here, interest payments in this pic are about 20%, and the its largest head of expenditure proposed in the budget. So the other highest expenditure, state share of taxes to and duties to the states, and it is about 17%. The central sector schemes about 15%, and the finance commission grants about 10%. Like this, and these are the expenditure head shown in the rupee goes to which of the expenditure proposals in the budget. The last question, that is among the centrally sponsored schemes of the in the budget, following schemes are not core of the core schemes. The all the schemes of government of India implementing are divided into two: centrally sponsored schemes and the central sector schemes. And this out of this centrally sponsored schemes are again divided into two categories. One is core of the core schemes and core schemes. See, the National Social Assistance Program, and option 2, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Program, and option B, Umbrella Program for Development of Other Vulnerable Groups, and option 4, National Health Mission, option 5, National Rural Drinking Water Mission, Jal Shakti, and Swachh Bharat Mission. So all among these 6 options, which of the following are not a core of the core schemes? And then you have to identify core schemes and core of the core schemes. And then for it, the options, C options, option A, only 1 and 4, and option B, only 2 and 3, option C, only 4 and 5, option D, 4, 5, and 6. See, that D is the right answer, because it is here the National Health Mission, National Drinking Water Mission, and Swachh Bharat Mission are not comes under the core of the core schemes. They are core schemes, but not core of the core schemes. Then you need to know difference between the core schemes and core of the core schemes. In the all the schemes in the budget presented 22-23, there are about 130 schemes, and out of 130 schemes, and 6 schemes are categorized as the core of the core schemes. See, what are these 6 schemes? You have National Social Assistance Program and MGNRGS program, which is the largest allocation got with 73,000 crores. And the third is Umbrella Scheme for Development of Scheduled Castes, Umbrella Program for Development of Scheduled Tribes, Umbrella Program for the Development of Minorities, Umbrella Program for the Development of Other Vulnerable sections. These are the 6 programs comes under the core of the core. You need to understand that the except National Social Assistance Program, that is pension program, and that one and MGNRs, except these 2, all other 4 programs are focused on the helping the backward sections of the society, SCs, STs, minorities, and other vulnerable sections. Therefore, these 4 umbrella programs and 2 important core of the core programs. ఇవి గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే మిగతావన్నీ కూడా చాలా తేలిగ్గా డిఫరెన్షియేట్ చేయొచ్చు. అబౌట్ 30 schemes, 35 core schemes are there. And అందులో most important them National Health Mission, National Drinking Water Mission, Jatiya Jal Jeevan Mission, and about 60,000 crores are allocated in this budget. Central sector schemes are 89 in number, and the total schemes proposed in the budget are shown in the budget are 130. So indulo most important central sector schemes are Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, and it got 68,000 crores funding, and Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, and Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, and National Rural Drinking Water Mission, and Swachh Bharat Mission, and National Health Mission, and National Education Mission, National Program of Midday Meal Scheme. These are the food subsidy to FCI under the National Food Security Act. It got highest allocation among the central sector schemes, and 1,45,920 crores is the highest allocation in this budget. So direct benefit transfer and National Highways Authority of India also comes under the central sector scheme. What is the difference between the centrally sponsored schemes and central sector schemes is that central sector schemes gets 100% funding from the central government, whereas under central sponsored schemes having a state share like in 75 or 25 ratio in these centrally sponsored schemes, where state is also have to contribute and about to minimum 25 to percent of the entire scheme funding. Therefore, you see here the allocation to major schemes given here in the picture. Please go through and also download these budget at glance features. The 11th question related to same, and please go through this question. Is a great question, and you can download this PDF of this top 10 MCQs for civils 2022 and group 1 Andhra Pradesh state, and also many PSC group 1 examinations. See, I pledge we want to transform IAS aspirants into 60 IAS winners in 2022-23. Please write this test, national level talent search test for IAS Super 60, Kalam IAS Super 60 batch 2022 and 23. So please like and share, subscribe my video, and please share. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video. And please thank you every one of you. And I would like to stop here, and we can download this PDF from this. I will give you a link in the. You please share also this PDF to your friends. And thank you every one of you. And we will come tomorrow back with the top 10 questions from Indian history for IAS Prelims 2022. Thank you everyone. Good day.